I tell you what, boy. As long as JC's on the mic, you're gonna hear some oxygen. You know he's breathing. We know he's breathing. Sweet Jesus.
Him and Kendrick Perkins.
It's like having Kendrick Perkins
Hey,
in your ear.
don't you talk about Perk.
Having Perk in your
Perk
ear.
is a legend, all right? Don't you talk about Big Perk.
Jesus. His lungs work, I'll tell you that much. That's why they thought you were doing cocaine at the beginning of that one show, bro. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all
for
tuning in and showing love as always, man. As always, y'all know what it is. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Of course, super producer Joel Holt. I guess I shouldn't start with him. Not, of course, the super producer Joel Holt. Even the chat knows you got a bathroom to do, Joel. Even the chat said, we're waiting on Joel. Noah P said Joel's still remodeling another bathroom.
Where's the chat at?
You gotta get on YouTube for the chat. We got a new setup. Don't worry about that. But of course, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, the man formerly known as Ringo J, Stefan Adon in the building. We got a lot to get into on today's show. The defense heard the comments yesterday and said, I'm here to fight back, as the defense had a day-to-day. Caleb still being consistent, though, and that is a good sign, especially with how the defense played today. Got to talk about that. The left tackle battle is the big battle that everybody's watching, and I tell you what, just watching Karan Amagachi today, you're starting to see him fall behind, and I'm not a body language guy. Wow. It looks, look, y'all know I don't go to body language, but it looks like I am evil. You know what I mean? Like one of those joints. And we got to talk about the biggest difference in coaching, all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, what's going on with you? How you feeling? Everybody good? Everybody alive? Well, we know Jordan's
great
with all that breathing.
Hey, I'm good.
Hey, I do want to start this stream off. This is the first video I've done since this happened this morning. I do want to say rest in peace to Sonny the Squirrel. Who for some reason, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he caught his girl getting nuts from another squirrel or what.
Whoa.
Like, I don't know what happened, bro. But he just didn't move out the way of the wheel, bro. You know how squirrels be like last second, like, Devin Hester real quick. Bro, this man just took it like ka-thunk. That's all I heard. I was so sad. I was so sad this morning.
You murdered a squirrel?
Bro, I was literally driving to camp, and that mug he just sat there and was just like, I'm ready. And it just happened. I don't know what to do. So
how dare you? I saw that video, by the way. Don't you group me in with you talking about I'm right up there with you and JC and the birderer. I didn't kill any birds.
I
you
think
have
you
no
killed a bird,
documented research. Okay?
Pretty sure you killed a bird, JC. Don't worry about
no
that.
evidence.
Pretty sure you killed a bird. But nah, man. Let's jump into
Baki
a little
called
bit.
him a pigeon barbecue.
Oh yeah, we know.
Whatever,
we know
man.
what
Ain't
JC
nobody
is
trying
on.
to hear all that. Whatever.
We know what JC will do.
Moving on.
JC's a little bit of a birderer. You got to watch that guy. Hey, man, let's jump into the show, though, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. It was a good day today for the defense, as defense really was getting after the offense in just about all phases. The first team offense did have a good showing and fought back and was able to get the ball out. But what I liked about what I saw about this defense today was a team that yesterday I thought, I told y'all, the offensive line truly got the best of them, and they were really handling their own. And not to say there was a ton of pressure in the face of Caleb Williams today, but it did feel like the defense really was on top of every play the offense was trying to run, especially when it came to certain screen passes, things that were happening behind the end zone. What?
Keep going. I didn't even. It was an old delayed thing. Keep going. Stupid.
Welcome back, Joe.
Carry on. It got hung.
All right. But
all right.
But no, it truly looked like there were some struggles. It seemed like they were getting the team to jump off sides a couple of times. I did like some of the things that we saw from Caleb Williams, but some of the plays that truly stood out. And it's not all on the line, right? Like there were certain plays at the line that I thought were good, but there was a pass down the field. I believe it was Caleb Williams rotating to his right. He ended up having Colston Loveland wide open down the field, delivers the football on time. Would have been a good ball. Ruben Hippolyte. When I tell you Ruben Hippolyte was beat, I don't know if the play was the play underneath or not, but he saw Colston down there and took off. Gets a hand up, knocks the ball away. There had to be 10 yards of difference between him and Colston Loveland. Him being able to chase that down, I thought it was just very, very impressive. I thought that this was a day where the defense really and Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker said as much, but Kyler Gordon today talked about how there's a lot of smart players on the defensive side of the football and how today is one of those days where you get to use all it. Once you understand it, it's just about getting the details down, playing in space, playing on time, and making the right play. And we saw a ton of that. And I know that people come on here and they're like, I want to hear from the offense. What's going on with the offense? I want to know what's going on with the offense. The defense has to make plays too. And it's good to see that we had a defense that even while the offense was maintaining their own and doing okay, when the play needed to be made, it seemed like they were there every time.
No, that's a fact. Go ahead, Ringo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say too, that really when you look at it, even yesterday when they asked Brisker about what his role was gonna be within the defense, Kyler Gordon kind of got that same question, and even they talked about him and Brisker being down in the box together, so you can see that that's a little bit of an adjustment as well.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Nothing.
Ben Johnson also alluded to the fact that when he was talking to his coaching staff about how the defense was coming out at camp, the coverage looks a whole lot tighter. The assignments look better from the defense as well. So look, the offense is definitely going to have to come out and earn it. And look, the other thing that I loved from what Ben Johnson said as well, DA got a little bit of cockiness to him as well.
Oh, yeah, he said he got an ego. Said DA's got an ego too. You ain't just finna come in here and run over us.
Exactly. Like as much as we want to see what Ben Johnson is installing and everything like that, DA has his guys on point right now, so that's definitely +1 for the defense, and hopefully they can continue this and for the rest of training camp into preseason.
I feel the same way. Actually, I was going to mention that too. The fact that the defense is dominating, it's not surprising me. And if you got a chance to see the Bleach Report live when Peanut Tillman, I think Golick Jr. were interviewing a couple of the guys, Kyler was one of them, and he mentioned how Dennis Allen wants his defense to make people feel it like week in and week out. And he even, I think Peanut went out, which is, I'm gonna be honest, which is not that big of a prediction. He says that the Bears will be a top 10 defense. I kind of felt that they were going to be a top 10. I feel like saying top 5 is maybe more of a challenge because I feel like this defense will be that good.
Not a big prediction.
I feel like top 10 is where we'll be anyway. In my opinion, I already thought this defense was good enough. Like when they actually set out to play at full health, even last year at the beginning of the year, we saw them be good in certain, categories, like, pass rush, run rate, those type of things the first couple of weeks. So I think now that we've solidified the defense even more, we've added more talent. You got Jaquan back, you got Billings back healthy. Like, I just think that top 10 is already kind of solidified. I feel like top 5 is more of a challenge for us. But in my opinion, still, this defense is going to eat. And I love the fact that day in and day out, you see the defense dominate, then you have the offense dominate. And so when it keeps going back and forth, that's what you want to see in training camp. You don't want to see one side of the ball continuously dominate because that means that the other side is not learning from their mistakes. The other side is not giving attention to detail and they're not growing. So when both are continuing to dominate day in and day out, they're both growing. That's the exciting part.
Yeah, I would say that at this stage of the game, defense is always going to be ahead of offense. And now because you have a quarterback in his second year learning a new offense, he's really behind. So they got to ramp him up to a point where, they need every preseason game. They need every possession. And the defense is like what Jordan's saying. I mean, I agree with him. I always thought we had a top 10 defense, or at least top 15-ish.
Close, yeah.
But then you added pieces to the defense. It wasn't just the offense that got upgraded. So now if you're going to see some of these guys actually, step up we're going to see the D line actually really be improved. And then on top of that, what we did was almost the equivalent of getting who's the DC that we got in 2018. We kind of got a Vic Fangio type of defensive coordinator, so he's going to come in and get the defense going, and we've never really had that problem. It's just we finally got an offense that should, it's going to take a little bit to get going, but they're behind the 8 ball to get ramped up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I like what the defense is showing there early. I think the one thing that is the biggest difference, and we'll talk about that a little bit, but just talking to Kyler Gordon and how these guys are being utilized. You know what I mean? Like, we'll talk about the biggest difference in the coaching staff, I should say, but talking to Kyler Gordon and talk about how these guys are being utilized in Jaquan last season, right? I said yesterday that Jaquan said, use me as much as you can in every single way. He wants to be one of those honey badger type of DBs. He wants to be one of those guys who is like, I can be all over the field. I can be utilized at safety. I can be utilized at linebacker. I can be down in the box. And I thought, to Kyler Gordon's point today, right, like that same conversation is for him. It's why it's so interesting that you look at a guy like Ruben Hippolyte getting an opportunity on this team, because I truly feel like that third linebacker more times than not is going to be a DB, especially with how often we see this team in dime and how often they're playing man. Like it feels like there's going to be more times than not where you've got just that extra DB on the field. You've got a Jaquan Brisker playing down and covering the running back, or playing down and covering the tight end there. And just because of the size and the length that these guys have, they have an ability to do that. Like,
but you saying that means that, are we seeing the D line do something too? What's Dio doing? What are we seeing that? Because to me, that means that the secondary gets to eat because the D line is doing something.
Yeah,
that means that, like we said this other day. I mean, if we're going to compare, we're not a 3-4 defense like the one in 2018, but if we have a heavy 4-3 defense,
you got a 4-3.
It's not a cover 2-4-3. It's a 4-3. Where you got big boys on the line.
Yeah.
Are we seeing the impact of them? Those guys creating the opportunities for the secondary to do something. I like to hear that, because to me, that is dangerous. Now you got these guys not having to cover all day. Now you can block lanes. Now you can deflect passes. And now you can make Jaquan Brisker that weapon that he should be a Pro Bowler this year, based off if the defensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, because it gives me reminiscing of a Mike Brown type. It gives me that he's had that talent outside of having those concussions, and he had missed half the year. But that type of impact, when you've seen, if all of us are football players, we've watched football over the years. You've seen the impact of a strong safety that comes in there. So it's like, we finally get our guy back that we haven't had, because Eddie Jackson was more of a free safety, but to get a guy that can
Eddie
actually,
Jackson was more of a ball hog.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't get his hands dirty.
That's what I'm saying. He's a free safety. He's catching the ball. I'm saying a guy that not only can just really impact the game with tackling, but also being able to get interceptions and things of that nature. So that would be great between Kyler Gordon and Brisker really standing out. We already got Jalen Johnson. I like Stevenson. I like Tyreek. I think he's got a little bit. He work on his controlled aggression, so to speak, where he can really be a factor in the secondary. But is the D line really creating that impact? And that's where we're going to see, because it's all about the trenches. Offensive line and defensive line were upgraded big time last year. Let's see this year. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I think the big thing too is like the DB guy's still cooking. Nasha Wright, I don't know if that's a name you guys have paid any attention to, but he's out there. He's essentially taking over as that number 2 DB right now, alongside Tyreek Stevenson. And he's out there making plays, and he's out there knocking the ball away. He's out there with great coverage. Like the DB guy, yet again, I told y'all, I trust him with my kids. Like if there's one dude on the Chicago Bears, you let watch your kids, whoever's selecting the DBs, because this dude keeps making the right decision. I know that he's going to be out there doing things the right way. Like you've got another DB in the building that you can utilize. And now I think Nasha Wright is the tallest DB on the team.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Overall, let me see. Nation.
No, you're right. I heard that fact a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I did. I think Brisker brought that up yesterday.
Yeah,
he is
yeah, he
six
did.
foot. He's
He did.
6
Yep,
foot
that's where I heard it.
4. 6'4", 26
That's
years
some,
old, big boy.
What's his weight? 6'4" what?
6'4", 190.
Oh, he's skinny.
He's an
I'm
Al
gonna
Harris.
say-
He's an Al
Nah,
Harris
he's-
DB.
hey,
Listen,
I'll take it.
I'll tell you this
No,
right
no,
now.
that-
This is what your
he's
DBs
just rangy.
This is what your DBs are going to look like over the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Like it's an
Nick
Al
Frazier
Harris
is the same.
style
Yeah.
DB. He's been in Minnesota. He's been in Dallas, of course, right? Like, and he just fits in with what this team wants to do. I think the fact that you're still seeing them add to that room, it just makes you feel more confident about where this defense can go. And I'll tell you this much. The fact that what we saw today from the defense was dominant, and yet we still saw, and I know people are out there, Caleb's best day. Oh, sweet Jesus. Caleb was consistent with what he did yesterday. He continued to go into the right direction. I think that's truly the conversation you got to have about him. There was no, I don't think there's been a play yet, a Caleb Williams play where I've gone, wow, that's an amazing throw. But what I've done consistently is gone, that's the right play. That's the right play. Get the ball out your hands. Get the ball out your hands. That's the right play. That's the right play. Get the ball out your hands. Yeah, there's still some plays where he's holding the ball a little bit too long, thinking about it, using the feet to get out of there, but he's making the right play consistently. And I think, to me, and like the video, if you agree, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. You can do a lot with that. I referenced this in today's episode of the Chicago Bears podcast, talking about quarterbacks that we've seen in the NFL that just went out there and got the ball in the hands of their playmakers, a Brock Purdy, if you will. What'd he do? He makes it all the way to a Super Bowl. A Tom Brady early on, what'd he do? He goes on and wins multiple Super Bowls. And I think people are looking at what Ben Johnson is bringing and saying, Caleb Williams, you have to figure out this entire offense in 6 weeks or you're going to die.
Well, they're going to want him to be Jared Goff. Right
well, I would say your expectations can be higher. And what I mean by this is Pat Mahomes had won a Super Bowl and been to a second one before he went to his third training camp and said, I understand the system.
Right.
I understand it now. Yeah.
He had won a Super Bowl and went to another one before he said, I figured out what Andy Reid wants me to do now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's building a good team. It's still a team game. Defense, offensive line, the defensive line. We have all those. We pretty much have a lot of the players in place. It's now just about execution. You know, I think, like you talk about Caleb getting consistent. This is what, if you're patient and understand, you know, with full context, you want to see him take these baby steps in training camp. Get the plays out. Stop worrying about the big plays, the bombs, the 50-yarder, all that type of stuff. What's going to end up happening is they're going to turn the 2-yard, 3-yard dump offs into 15-yard plays. They're going to turn screen passes. I expect us to actually have successful screens this year. I don't know if we've probably only seen 1 or 2 good screens a year.
Hold up, Joe. Let me hit you with this. I know this is shocking news. This is breaking news on the Windy City Breeze here. We're using linemen to block for screen passes.
Oh,
Holy
whoa!
Mind blown.
We are using big players to block for small players.
You mean not the other way around?
No, we are not throwing the football to Cole Kmet and telling DJ Moore, run this dude out to the out of bounds. Novel concept. I've never seen that around the league, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ben Johnson's the first I've ever seen do it.
Yes.
Never seen that in my days,
Let's
bro.
take the smallest guy and throw him out there.
Yep.
Jesus, man.
Hey,
And the other guy doesn't want to run. He wants to run into people. He doesn't want to dodge them.
Kokomet wants to knock you out. Right?
we saw Tyler Scott leading the way last year.
Oh my God.
When you just said that, you know what I thought about that clip when LaShawn McCoy was talking about I think he was still with the Eagles and they had a game against the Rams, and somebody was like, hey, I need you to go out and block Aaron Donald right quick. I just need you to chip him. He was like, oh yeah, we ran the play. I got out there and I seen him. I was like, nope. I just didn't know. I was like, that's not me. That's not me. Like
he just didn't try.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. That was just different last year, man.
I
Yeah.
think it's a common sense approach. You know, just he needs to ingest this playbook to a point of like, we need to see this. We need to hear about, you know, just being consistent, matriculating the ball down the field.
There we go.
And eventually we'll get those big, you know, those big plays. Go ahead, Jordan.
The big plays, yes. Look, the fact that you said that you haven't seen anything from Caleb this whole camp that made you go wow is actually a good thing. I know we all want to get excited by off platform and, you know, side angle and under the leg and behind the back and like he's playing basketball, but at the same time,
back.
yeah,
Kyrie, is that true?
Didn't Pat Mahomes do that actually? Didn't he do like a
that was in a preseason game. That was in a preseason game.
We want all that. We want all that at some point. But you know what? The fact that he's making boring look good and making boring be consistent is what is going to win games. It's what's going to win championships. It's what's going to be what Ben Johnson wants. You want the small plays, like Joel already iterated, like the 5-yard pass, the dump off, the quick throws to your running back, the quick throws to your slant for the receivers, your quick throws to your tight ends, and then they do their job. They allow their skill set to get the plus yardage. That's what you want to see.
What it is that you can run a similar formation, and if you're actually successful to run 4 or 5 plays out of the formation, can we trick a stinking defense? If you're 1 minute you're bunch formation here, 1 minute you're over here, 1 minute is heavy. You can telegraph everything you're doing. But if he can basically hit the hot reads, he can run certain plays out of the similar formation, and now he can hit this guy because guess what? They keep cheating because we keep hitting you on this little in route. We keep hitting you on this little 5-yard dig in, and then all of a sudden, I saw something. I'm seeing they're shading over, and now I can hit the slot guy that goes for the 40-yard on the slant route. You know, it's like that's what you want to see. So as he's starting to go through this process and he's learning how to run certain plays, and hopefully it's common sense stuff, then he can start to digest like, I can compute certain plays and make certain reads because they keep trying to take stuff away.
Computing.
Go ahead.
I just you know, this sounds eerily similar from what I said yesterday.
But little chest beating from the dime.
Honestly, like Joe literally hit it right on the head. It's literally exactly what I said yesterday. And the thing is, like I said, Ben Johnson in the offseason, he literally got everybody he wanted. If you remember, when Caleb first got drafted, we said the one thing that he needed to do was he was amazing in college. I think when he got outside of the pocket, I think it was 41 touchdowns and like 2 picks. He needed to refrain from making the Superman play.
Yep.
The roster around him restricts you from having to make the Superman play. You don't have to go out and be Superman. So those 5-yard outs, the little 5 yards to carry, all of that stuff is going to make sense later on down the road. The only thing that he's trying to do is teach him how to set the table. That's literally the only thing that he's trying to do. And to Ben Johnson's credit, he literally said, "Yeah, I love the work that Caleb is doing. I love the work that Caleb is doing because he's doing the work outside of the practices. So that way, when he shows up, hey, I'm already mentally sharp enough to know, hey, this is what this dude wants from me." So while like it's not crazy and everybody's saying like, oh, like the offense only got 1 day, the main thing is that Caleb is improving.
Yeah,
like that's really the main thing. So this is a W.
See, fellas, this reminds me of when I was a young warthog.
Oh, here we go.
When I was a young warthog.
Very nice.
No, I was learning piano at like 16, right? And I've been making music ever since I was a little kid, making beats and stuff. I finally go to the piano teacher, and she's like, "You already know how to fly. I have to teach you how to crawl." So now I'm stuck over here playing.
Did she hit you like a grasshopper?
No, she's hitting me with "Mama Little Baby Love" shortening and all that type of stuff, and I got to play all this little rudimentary stuff but I was used to. I didn't have the structure. I had the talent to create and and make music. I showed all my recordings, and that's the same thing here. Like we need to allow Caleb to crawl so that he can walk, so he can run, and then he can fly. And so
Superman.
that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Superman was, by the way, Man of Steel all day, by the way.
Hey man.
Whoa.
What were your thoughts on
That
Man of
a
Steel
shot?
there, Pat?
Silver Harvest said, "I learned piano, wax on, wax off."
Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Nah, man. I look at what Caleb is doing, and am I going to say that every day has been perfect? No. Right? Am I going to say that everything has been perfect with this offense? No. But I think that there's a conversation that people just refuse to or just don't want to hear or don't want to have on. It's not just learning the system right now. And like the video, if you're rocking with us, man, hit that subscribe button, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. It's not just learning the system right now. It's unlearning the bad habits that you have. And I think Ringo hit the nail on the head when he said, there's all these things that Caleb did in college that were amazing, but it was all out of structure. Not all out of structure, but a good chunk of it, right, was out of structure because he didn't have an offensive line to protect him.
Off script.
He had to go off script. You had to run around. When it's there for you, are you utilizing it? And that's what I think about Caleb. I saw Caleb do two things today that I emboldened on my notes because I thought that these are things that if they happen in a game, you will go, he has learned something very well. There's one play, he snaps the football, drops back. He doesn't see anything. He starts to roll right to try and extend the play. He's trying to tell, it's either Rome or Colston. They kind of had found themselves in the same area because the play had went on. He's trying to tell one of them, go deep, I'll get you the ball. Neither of them reacted to it because both of them probably were looking at each other like, okay, well, which one's going deep? And he dirted it. And I went, that's learning. Because last year you would have took a 16-yard sack that would have taken us out of the play. Last year you would have taken gotten hit from behind and taken an unnecessary shot as you fumble the football. Last year you would have thrown, he really didn't throw a ton of errant passes, so I can't say you would have thrown an interception, but you would have tried to make a play that could have been dangerous there because something broke down and you're trying to be Superman. That's learning. The other thing that I saw him do was when he dropped back on one play immediately, you could see there was something that was supposed to develop deep. He didn't wait because the pressure started closing in. Immediately gets rid of the football, gets it into the hands of Swift. Swift took it 15 yards. Sometimes the goal of a play doesn't work out. And now the new goal is get this ball into the hands of your playmakers. If you get this ball into the hands of your playmakers with a guy like Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, although we got to talk about Luther Burden here. What a bounce back day off of me giving him a little bit of praise.
You did too.
Gave him a little bit of praise. It's like he knew what he was doing. Apparently there was an afternoon practice where he sucked. But no, getting the ball in the hands of Colston Loveland, DJ Moore, like all of these guys, DeAndre Swift, these guys that can take something or nothing and turn it into something. That's why you have the playmakers on your team. It's what I love to see. And again, I think that is the true conversation in Caleb Williams being consistent and continuing to learn and continuing to grow. And hopefully we see that continue week in and week out.
We got a couple questions.
Go ahead. What you got?
What's the name? Who was it? Not someone was asking about the feet. Oh, Andre Bryant was asking, does his feet look robotic or more natural under center?
It doesn't look like he's trying to learn left foot forward. And under center, it doesn't look like he's like there's still there's always going to be of course, a learning curve, but it doesn't look like it did day one. It doesn't look like it did day 3. And I think Ben Johnson said as much in his presser this morning. Caleb is getting comfortable with what's happening out there. And
that's what matters.
He's kind of just going through the motions. Now, is there a long way for him to go? Yeah, because to me, I'm not going to lie, when it comes to comfort, and I know this is going to spark something here, but when Tyson Bagent was in, it was comfortable. It was, I'm just going through the motions. Boom, everybody get set, everybody get ready. Here we go. Let's get to the line. Run the play. Doesn't mean the play is working. But again, right, like that same thing we're saying about Caleb. It's about getting the details right. It did feel smoother at times with Tyson Bagent in there. But Caleb is still figuring this out. Caleb is still trying to understand, just again, changing what he's done his entire life. He's been the off-schedule guy. Now, he can play in schedule, but he's been the guy that's more comfortable being outside the pocket, making the splash play, making the flashy play. When you watch Tyson in college, Tyson's a drop-back quarterback. Let me get this ball out of my hands. Boom, here we go. So this is something that he's a little bit more comfortable with, but you see over a week's time, the comfort in Caleb has gone from, I would say at the beginning of camp, he wasn't even comfortable calling the plays that were happening, to now it looks like it's, I've been in this offense for a little while. I know what I'm doing. We're just installing new stuff. And I think that's the part that a lot of people don't take into account. This is still install process.
Plus, it's funny you mentioned that because like it's always with the most talented players. It almost seems like they have the hardest time doing the most consistent, boring, methodical stuff versus the players that we can call the mid players or the mid defenders, as P Kid always defends them more. Like the quarterbacks that know that they're really good at one thing, so that they hone their craft in on, okay, if I'm a pocket quarterback, I'm going to be the best pocket quarterback you'll ever see. Because I can't run for nothing. I can't. I don't have a rocket arm.
That was Brady. That was Montana. All those guys. Breeze. I'm like,
Breeze was
Breeze is it's 70%. That dude had 70-some% for like 4 or 5, like half his career. He's completing 70% of his passes.
Yeah, he was freaky.
But then on the flip side, if you have a player like Caleb Williams that you can kind of I don't know how to say it, like really like put it in his brain, like, hey, turn into this type of player. We know how special you can be throwing the ball 50,000 yards, but be that pocket player, be that Drew Brees, be that,
you want a Mike
Tom
Vick,
Brady.
You want a Philly Mike Vick. Talent,
I think,
and it finally hits.
I think what Ben Johnson is trying to do, especially with Caleb Williams right now, is not take away, but say, you got this in the bag. Because I love this. This is the one thing at practice that I continue to love. These plays getting blown dead. There's a play today, ball was snapped over Caleb's head, which Drew Doman. It was some wild snaps today. A couple wild snaps today. We got to lock that in. Get the details out there. I don't need a Coleman Shelton here, but I do know he can block, so I'm not as worried. I know he can block. But snaps the football, ball goes over Caleb's head. Caleb catches it. Remember, didn't he do that last year? Ball went over his head, he caught it.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of like and made a play out of it out of nowhere, and it was like, that was crazy. But ball goes over Caleb's head. Caleb catches it, turns around, goes to do what Caleb does. Boop, dead. No, we don't need that. I know you have that. I know your natural ability is get out there, make a play, do what you do, use that freaky talent that like 5 quarterbacks in the NFL can do. It is freaky, bro. I don't know how he runs left, throws right with so much power. It's insane.
Yeah.
But use that talent that not every quarterback in the league has, and go out there and just keep that in the bag. But if you add this, and this to your game, when you have to break that out, people are going to be watching for this over here.
Well, coaching makes all the difference in the world of why that happens. If you think about the story arc of Brett Favre, for example.
All right? You want to take a second there and come back to life?
A little emotional.
You get homegrown. You go from homegrown to McCarthy. Being able to really hone this guy in, for example, or it's Andy Reid. How many quarterbacks does Andy Reid have that he's actually been able to? He's coached a lot of quarterbacks to be very capable. It's Josh McDaniels with certain guys, and they do well, and then some of them leave and go elsewhere. But coaching matters. If Ben Johnson is of that ilk of a coach, then we're going to be fine.
Of that fabric.
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh, bro, listen. I think he's something else.
Real quick, I know we're probably going to move on, but there is breaking news I saw, and I don't know if I can't see the chat, so I don't know if it was already mentioned by Baki or somebody.
Baki, you dropped that or no? What we got?
But Trey Hendrickson has stopped his holdout for the Bengals, and he is doing a leap of faith or a show of faith by showing up to training camp. He's on his way back to Cincy, and so that kind of closed the door on us thinking that we're going to get him. I knew that was a pipe dream anyway, but there's that.
How do I say goodbye? To
Yeah.
what we didn't have. We didn't
Never
have it.
gonna
We didn't
get.
have it. We didn't have it. We didn't have it.
You had
didn't
it.
have
No, we didn't.
We never had
We
it.
had it.
We
No, we
never had
didn't.
it. We never had it.
Never had it.
I
We
need to
wanted
step-
it.
Never had
We
it.
wanted it. We wanted it.
We
We
wanted
didn't
it.
get it.
We definitely
didn't
I
wanted
get
need
it.
to step away. Can you just take me out and I'll come right back?
Give me a second. Let's see if I can. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. Oh, we lost a couple of guys here. We lost a couple of guys. Oh boy. See, this is why I hate it when you guys there's a show happening here. And Muggs want to step away. Give me a second. We're doing this live. We're doing it live. Joel is something else. I'll tell you that much. Hold on. Did it do it? It didn't. Oh, there he is. Hold on. There we go. And got to get Ringo in here. Got to get Ringo in here. Give it a second.
Right there. Right.
And that rapscallion. Did it do it? Wait, did it?
Nope. No.
What the heck?
Still
See,
me and you.
Joe, you effing stuff up. I may just put you. I hate that I can see Ringo. I can see Ringo just smiling. Oh, now we lost you. Dang it. JC, come back. Oh, God. Hold up. There it is.
there it is.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Are you able to move
hold
your
up.
camera?
We'll crop Ringo over there. Boom. And then done. And then slide him back. All right, let's get back to the show. There we go. Look at that. We look like we know what we're doing. That's why. I hate you.
I hate you.
Jesus Christ.
No, man. Let's keep this thing moving along. I got the wrong topics up here. This bastard. Let's keep this thing moving along here, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love and dealing with the super producer Joel Holtz, who inevitably just
Hasn't been super for years now.
There's nothing super going on, but inevitably, definitely just took a call on a bathroom that he's got to remodel.
Remodeling the world.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let's talk about this. The left tackle conversation has been the biggest conversation that anybody in sports has been having, right? Like that's around the Bears, I should say. That's been the big conversation that everybody has been so focused on, and understandably so. We haven't had a left tackle over there since. Yep. So we want to try and we want to try and get this right. Right? You got three guys who are competing right now. There are three guys being in and out of the reps, and 11 on 11 was extremely heavy today. I think they ran 5 11 on 11 drills, which normally you run 11 on 11, 7 on 7, 11 on 11, 7 on 7. We ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 11 on 11s today. Two of those were one was 2-minute drill, one was situational period, down 5, I believe, with 10 minutes left to go and trying to move the ball down the field. Karan Amagaji is probably the bigger of the two question marks because we've seen Braxton Jones be a starter, and it kind of not to say Ozzy's not a question mark, but it kind of feels like Ozzy Trapillo has the support of both Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson. What are you laughing at?
Do you not see P Kid in the background? He just came out of nowhere.
He ain't getting on the screen. I hate to tell him. I ain't got a thing set up for him, so he ain't getting on the screen. It is what it is.
Oh my God.
Should have said he was gonna come. It is what it is. I ain't got a spot for him. I don't have a 5-man made up. He didn't say he was coming. He said I won't make it. But no,
he did say that.
The thing for me with Karan right now is it feels like Karan is starting to fall behind.
Yeah.
Not only does it feel like Karan is starting to fall behind, it feels like Karan is kind of just accepting it. Like the body language, and I'm not a body language guy, but it literally was. He ended up getting beat on a rep, and it was just like, I'm done. There was one rep where, he literally was on the field and then said hut, and he fell over. Like, it looked like the I'm in my room picture. Like it truly looked like the I'm in my room picture. And I think that that's the part where, now that was just one rep of the day. It doesn't mean that it was his only rep. Doesn't mean that he played horribly. But it felt, when seeing him walk over, seeing him walk off the field, seeing him go to individual drills, it felt very defeated. And I think that's the part that will always put you behind the 8 ball with any coach, if it feels like you're giving it out. I haven't talked to Karan a ton. Maybe that's not who he is, or maybe that's just his personality. But even with that being said, Ben Johnson said to DJ Moore, who we know is a far better player at his position than where Karan is right now, fix your face. It truly is just DJ Moore's face. You got to know, hey, I'm in this competition. I got to make it look like I'm in this competition 100% of the time. And it doesn't feel like Karan is truly a part of the competition. And today, when I looked at him, it felt like he knew it.
There's a new standard. There's a new culture being put in place. And Ben Johnson is not here for any of that. He already said he didn't want the body language that Caleb kind of gave him. He didn't like the body language that DJ Moore showed. He said, we're not doing any of that. You know, you're supposed to walk in a there's a certain air about this team that he's trying to put into the minds of these players, and that's to be confident. So even if you mess up, okay, I got this the next play. I got this the next snap, the next rep, on to the next. If Karan Amageji is already looking defeated just because, oh, he got pushed over or he fell and he tripped over his own 2 feet or he got, pushed back into Caleb, then I'm saying, okay, you're 3 on the depth chart. You're 3 in the race for left tackle. Because at the very least, I can expect Braxton to at least put an attempt in place to at least try, to at least be competitive. You can talk the talk. As P. Kidd mentioned the first year, and he came in, he said all the right things, but talk is talk. You got to show it on the field, and you have yet to show that since you've been drafted. You have yet to show that you are confident. You have yet to show that even in the offseason, have you worked on your craft? And so that's the biggest thing is I don't see him in the race now. If you're saying that these are the little things that he's dealing with, then I want the mountain of a man and Ozzie Trapillo to be your first guy, and then him competing with Braxton. I'm sorry, Karan, you're out.
And I
you're
think
out.
what's crazy is I actually think Karan improved. Like, I actually think he got better. Like, you look at him on the field, he's not like every play he's getting bulldozered over. He's not getting tossed around. Like, today was not a great day.
Amen.
And it just, like, seeing the reaction. And I had Tom Waddle behind me. This is not just me sitting here looking at him. Tom Waddle was standing with me as we were watching camp. And, of course, he's a receiver, but he's been in the league, and he knows what kind of attitude you need to have to do this. And, I mean, he's standing behind me, and he goes, look at him. He looks like he doesn't like football. He looks like he looks like he doesn't, like he's not happy with being out there right now. You got to have more energy. You got to have more want to. You got to have more aggressiveness to be a left tackle. On the flip side of this, and even Braxton doing this a little bit, both of them are like on the snap. It's like set hut. It's like what the heck is that? Like literally, Ozzie. Every play is like Viking yelling as he's going into his, like. Yeah. It's a difference of personality. It's a difference of persona. And I understand that maybe that's just who Karan is. Karan is not a in-your-face guy when he's in the locker room. He's kind of to himself. He doesn't seem like he's not an aggressive. He's a passive aggressive person. If Grady Jarrett is one end of the spectrum, Karan's the other.
Yeah, well, no. See, we don't need any of that anymore in the locker room. We don't need that. But gone are those days.
If you can block, I don't care, right?
I understand.
Joe Zuni ain't out there sitting there screaming and flipping babies.
I get that. Whoa, I would.
You need an edge.
I get that.
There's got to be, as long as you can have a nasty edge to you, a level of aggression. If he's not like that, then unfortunately, that's just a wasted pick for a third round.
We don't need an NDS on the team, all right?
I mean,
Nate Davis syndrome.
Well, no, he don't even show up.
Karan has never had a problem showing up. Karan will
this
be
guy
there.
show up.
Karan.
I don't want it to come off that I'm like Karan has lost the battle, but it did feel today like Karan fell behind a little bit.
He ain't winning.
I mean, and that's one thing. I mean, we talked about it. Like there's a new coaching regime in the building. There's going to be a certain standard. You got to remember, like dude, Ben Johnson is coming from a place when you got 4 All-Pros on the offensive line. There's a certain it's a certain attitude that these dudes got to carry.
Yeah,
I'm coming here after just getting done working with Penei Sewell, who is probably
That whole line.
like the best offensive, not even probably, like the best offensive lineman in the game right now. So I mean,
he in that conversation.
You mean at his position?
No, I mean,
Are you saying at his position?
I mean, if we
He's
talking
in the
like,
conversation. I ain't gonna say he's not in the conversation. That'd be insane.
yeah, like I mean, at his position, he's number one. But if we talking all over, I think he got a case. I mean, Lane Johnson is pretty good, but no, there's a certain attitude that you have to have. And if you're going around, and again, I've said it, he can't be on the offensive line. They snap the ball, and he's, I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm looking. I don't know.
Bragging?
You can't have that. So it's like, if you on the bench and you doing this, and you got to go sit down, you got to go sit down. Like, and that's not a shot at him. We're just being honest.
And the fact
that I'm coming from Detroit, coming here.
Yeah,
I have everybody that I needed on an offensive line. You have a 3-time Super Bowl champion on an offensive line. Yeah. Go sit down, bro. Yeah. Go sit down.
That's funny.
Peanut actually talked about that too.
I don't know what the guy went. I don't know.
Like Charles Tillman actually talked about that too on Bleacher Report. He was talking about the fact that even past this year, going back, he can't remember the time when the offensive line wasn't an issue because what did he say? He said specifically it should be a quiet report on the offensive line. Like they should be the quiet. I forgot what he said. Like the quiet assassins.
You should forget about them.
You shouldn't know anything about them.
This should be a topic at all times. Yeah. My favorite thing about watching Ozzie and Braxton out there, and I will throw Braxton in on this conversation. I don't think about him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't mean Braxton ain't still getting a little, he's still getting, but like he's doing enough as with the O-line that he has that Caleb can step up and navigate the pocket like a quarterback is supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a pro. He knows how to do like that. You can't take the 3 years that he's been in the NFL away from him, and he has held his own in those moments. Now we know what his weaknesses are, and those still seem like they could be weaknesses, but he's also working his way back. Ozzie, I keep like it truly is what Ryan Poles said. When you watch Ozzie, like there are days where I'm focused on Ozzie. And then you forget about Ozzie because he keeps doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. My favorite thing he does, though, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like if you almost get past him, he'll throw you to the ground and just lay on you with his stomach, put his arms out, and just be like, oh no, roll off. It's not a hold. It's not a hold. I wasn't laying on him. It's great. But I haven't had that. I didn't have that today with Karan. And I think the reason I'm bringing up Karan falling behind, it doesn't mean I think he's going to be a terrible football player. Doesn't mean I don't think he's going to have a career in the NFL. I think Karan Amagaji has improved this season. What I think it means is I'm assuming that Ben Johnson probably wants to have this offensive line set by the first preseason game. Mm-hmm. You don't have that much time. Falling behind now could mean that you're behind. Because I need to know who my starting left tackle is by the time we start playing real football so that my quarterback don't die.
If it's close that the rookie is doing this thing, then it's time to start. Mm-hmm. There's no question. It shouldn't even be a question.
Well, Karan's a second year. I mean, it's not like Karan been in the league 6 years.
I'm talking about Ozzie as a left tackle. Like you're saying, all these guys, it needs to be, we don't have time for this. Like you need to be ready to go. No, because how many line changes did we have last year? 562?
36.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Nah, and I was gonna say too.
Ozzie in my bedroom Trapilo.
In my bedroom Trapilo. That's hilarious.
There's a meeting in my bedroom. Hey, let's finish it out with this, boys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page if you have not done so. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. We are Give it a second. Over 100 in the chat.
Hey.
Over 200 in the chat.
Okay.
Over 300 in the chat.
All right.
300.
Let's go.
Appreciate y'all for rocking with the channel as always. Actually, I didn't check the Twitter side. Where are we at on the Twitter side? Oh, 138 people on the Twitter side. Over 400 in the chat. 400.
We
Shout out to
tweet all
y'all
my
on the
bird
Twitterverse
people.
as
There you
well,
go.
man.
400.
I want to talk about this because I thought Kyler Gordon brought up something today, and you're starting to see it take shape. The biggest differences in this coaching staff from last year's coaching staff. And by the way, that animosity that you feel whenever we bring up, something they might have done last year that they or didn't do last year that they are doing this year, it's real. I just want y'all to know that if you're getting that through the stream, yeah, we feel that in the room. But Kyler Gordon talked about how different it was going through camp with pads this year because they're doing things to be intentional for making plays on the real football field. And then he talked about some of the live periods that this team has gone through. And today, there was live tackling. And when I say live tackling, I mean, I think Ruben Hippolyte killed a guy over the middle today. They're hitting. They're taking guys to the ground. They are playing football in practice. And they are utilizing their padded practices more than we've seen the Bears utilize their padded practices at any point. I don't know if people know this, and I can almost guarantee you wouldn't know it if you started paying attention to football while Flus was here. You know you can have 16 padded practices?
No,
I
didn't.
don't think we used 16 padded practices last year.
Probably not.
You can have 16 padded practices, and while in pads, you can hit, you can tackle, and you can take guys to the ground. Kyler Gordon talked about how they didn't do any live tackling periods under Matt Eberflus over the last couple of seasons, and you're seeing a coaching staff that is coming in Ben Johnson and in Dennis Allen that are doing things for football that actually is played. Today, we didn't see a 7-on-7 period. You know what 7-on-7 is good for wide receivers and DBs. You know what I don't care about from an offensive standpoint, though?
What's that, Pat?
7-on-7.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Why?
You ever watch 7-on-7 in the NFL on a Sunday when you got to go up against the Green Bay Packers? I've never seen that.
No.
Never seen it. You ever played Detroit 7-on-7? We might win. Especially with Justin Fields. Take off running, baby. 7-on-7. Ben Johnson ran 6 11-on-11 periods today because that's real football. They were live tackling today because that's real football. And I'm hearing the same reports from the Jets training camp where Aaron Glenn is at. Seems like he's running his operation that way as well. They're preparing for real football. And it feels like that is just I know this sounds crazy. That feels night and day from what we saw last season.
Oh, so what a novel concept. What you're saying is that football players, if I'm hearing you right, are getting a chance to play football.
That is what I'm saying.
To prepare for football.
That is, in fact, what I'm saying, yes.
Wow.
We got novel concepts all over the field. I've never seen an offensive guy put stuff like this in place. Now, I will say this. It's a blessing. I will say this. Jesus. I don't think most teams tackle to the ground because you don't want to get a guy hurt in training camp. I don't think most teams are like decapitating each other. And the Bears weren't really decapitating each other, but there were some hard hits today. Unlike most teams, I don't think most teams are doing that in training camp because they're using the regular season to get them prepared for that. But the Bears are doing that because they have to, like I said, break old habits, create new habits, and you got to make those work in a few weeks on a real football field.
Yeah, I was going to say the one thing that I think we're going to see while Ben Johnson is here is the same thing that we talk about with the Bengals, same thing we talk about with a couple other teams around the league. We're not we're gonna be prepared by the time the regular season rolls around. I'm not using preseason for y'all to get ready, and then we start the season over 4, and then after that we gonna start ramping up. No, we are going to be as sharp as we can be out of the gate. You drop a pass, you run a mile.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought
If
you
you
had the rest
fumble
of
my
it.
football,
No,
Oh,
no,
I
you
think-
I was
like,
What was that?
I was waiting
You
for it.
drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a block, you run a mile.
you run a mile.
You fumble
You
my
fumble my
football,
football,
and I will break my
I'll
foot
break my
off in
foot
your
off in
John
your
Brown
John
high
Brown
parts,
high
parts.
and
One
then
part.
you
And
will
then
run a
you will
mile.
run a mile.
Perfection.
Perfection. Not like seriously. That's what it's coming down to. That's literally what it's coming down to. And like you said, it's all about literally breaking old habits because he knows how. Listen, he understands how tough this division is. He knows that
He's one of the reasons it is tough.
He knows how tough this division is. He knows about the Lions. This is going to be the black and blue division, and these teams got better.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not-
Well, I think.
who
you
got
can
worse,
say
Joe?
that.
Who
Say
got
that.
worse, Joe?
Huh?
Drop it. Who got worse, Joe?
Detroit got worse.
Okay.
You lost your entire coaching staff.
And your offensive line.
Your center
Hey,
retired.
listen.
You lost a lot.
I'll say this. I do think that they're gonna take a step back.
Yeah, they're gonna take a
We
step
about
back.
to, no,
Small
no.
step.
We about to find out who Dan Campbell truly is. Dan Campbell might be John Harbaugh. How many times have we said, "Oh, John Harbaugh lost his guy. Oh, it's about to be over. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, run to the Super Bowl? Didn't see that coming. Wait a minute, hold on now.
Yeah.
That's a very true possibility. The thing is that it's not going to be the same offense because it's a different coordinator.
It is.
The
It's a
defense-
different coordinator.
I mean, if it's Bill Belichick or Harbaugh or any of those guys that can just cycle guys in, good. But they're not going to be the same team. It's a different identity and everything. Green Bay might be the same team. And in Minnesota,
I'm okay
I'm
with
sorry, you're starting a rookie quarterback.
Dude, JJ. Okay, listen.
Unless he becomes
I'm telling you right now, they got all the pieces on offense, just like the Bears. I don't need. I'm telling y'all right now. I don't need.
Kevin
I don't
O'Connell's a
need-
good coach, but he has a
I don't
rookie
need
quarterback.
JJ to go crazy.
Yep.
I don't need JJ to go crazy. What they about to do is literally what he did at Michigan. I don't need you to make a ton of plays. I just need you to make a couple plays. I just need you to make a couple.
And they got two good running backs.
And
two good
they
running
retooled
backs.
the offensive line. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now,
Minnesota, don't sleep on the
if the
boys.
game is close, if the
Yeah.
game is close, JJ gonna make a play.
Yeah, JJ gonna make a play.
JJ gonna make a play.
J-
I'm
JJ
telling you
truly
right now.
might be a Jalen Hurts type of quarterback.
Mhm.
I don't need you to go crazy, but when I need you to be that dude,
You can deliver.
You gotta be that dude.
It was nothing crazy when he was at Michigan, but he met
It's
when it
more
was
run-based.
time for him to make the play. He made the play.
Yeah.
I'm
I give
telling
him
you
credit on
right
that.
now.
Hey, I ain't sleep on the
Minnesota-
Vikings. I ain't sleep on the Vikings. I
I'm
told
not
Buzz, I
necessarily
said,
sleep. I'm just saying that I'm not looking at it like they're all these are world dominant, world beater type squads. It's going to be a competitive division, but Detroit is going to take a step back. It's no different now. Hopefully, if Campbell's able to identify good talent and get another coordinator in there, we've seen the effects of having a good coordinator leave and then an average one come in place, and there's been a big drop off.
Yeah.
Vic Fangio to Sean Desai. We've seen Rob Marinelli to Mel Tucker. We've seen every offensive coordinator that we've ever had.
I forgot about Mel Tucker. Oh God,
I did too, actually.
Mel was so bad.
Thanks for bringing his name up.
Literally the
Mel
same
was
defense
horrible.
with Mel Tucker, and we were absolute garbage.
And then Vic showed up, and he was like, "I got it."
Yeah, and then they just rebuilt the whole team.
They rebuilt the whole
But
thing.
The same thing. Sean Desai is a coordinator in Philly. Vic Fangio comes in.
You
Now
thought
they're
Sean
winning Super
Desai
Bowls.
was this disciple, this savant.
Yeah,
He
but
was a disciple. No.
No.
All right, we're going to get up out of here on that one. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with the show. We're going to keep you guys covered. I'll be up at camp tomorrow. Stay tapped in with everything we have. Shout out to all you guys who have been showing love on the morning drives, the What I name them? The Designer Driving Chronicles.
Driving Chronicles.
Designer Driving
Chronicles.
Chronicles. Yeah, they've been fun. Until I killed the squirrel.
Cool.
The goddamn squirrel. I wasn't recording when the squirrel was killed. By the way, I wasn't recording when the squirrel was murdered. He died. All right, peace out of the squirrel. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for showing love as always for the man, the myth, the legend himself, formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don, Mr. Medium himself, Jordan JC, of course, the producer Joel Holt. He got to work for that super again. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Better. One love. Peace. Got to work for that super.
You get another house repair on that call there, Joe?
Oh yeah, you know he got a toilet.
Yeah.
No, that was my wife blowing me up. I had her call. And she was calling. I'm like, okay. So I was like, let me see what's up.
All right, I guess that's.
Hi, honey.
I think she's in the building, so I got you.
What's going on? No, I'm not doing anything down here. Just remodeling a bathroom.
Well, you sound like mini Mickey Mouse.
Right. Hey, Pat, what's going on, guys?
That's how Joe's voice do when he lie.
I gets real light.
Me?
F you.
Oh, God.
Release the tape.